5 minutes it starts.
All right, I did that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, Mackie, this sign right here, the one that says...
Thank you for giving a robot exterior.
Can we move it, like, more towards the edge of the stage? It be's messing with me camera.
You're filming
With what
this
it
too?
said, okay.
No, but in order to keep the audio from sounding crazy, I have to spin around sometimes.
There, Francis, we can dress in character.
Yeah, that'll work.
No.
No, he just gave it to me.
Now we got all the newbies buying deadly viruses in auctions. Great.
A newbie with a virus, Aaron.
Well, Rickpa's here, so he can discern it. Again. Between scenes, Rickpa actually took the virus out of the jar and spread it on some crackers, and he was eating it, so... He's hardcore.
Actually, it really wasn't a virus. It was a worm. I don't know, but it caused a lot of chapping.
What the hell are you trying to do with that box, Mackie?
Infect someone. I can see the name tags.
I'm gonna go out and come back in. Maybe that'll help.
Well, I like how it keeps zooming in and zooming out.
Well, now I can see them. There they are. Mackie, just stand up and sit back down.
Okay.
Did that work? You see him, Mackie?
Okay, how would you define what that word was that people... Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to tell the engineers what's going on with the sound.
You're a tiny, tiny little bit low.
Low? Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit. Camera started working again now.
Oh,
I guess they're doing
cool.
something.
Okay. Well, welcome, everybody. Oh, great. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Stupid cameras are going to drive me crazy. Good evening, Sunday evening. Yay. Okay.
Technical problems, but we're getting there.
Yeah, they are. Did everybody get in that got booted out? That was my first worry. It looks like it.
I have been removed, but it hasn't kicked me out yet.
Okay, well, good. Welcome, everybody, and welcome Rick Slick and Francis and Rickpa. These guys are part of the movie that's coming out, Mission Slightly Difficult, which, of course, I got a little walk-on role in, which was so freaking fantastic. I have to say, to work with these guys is so much fun. It's not work.
Mackie, we actually edited your part out.
Oh, damn. So I just got, like, the little snippet movie you guys sent me was not real? It was just to make me feel good? Oh. It's all right. I understand.
Well, we'll put you back in.
No, it's okay, really.
So you had a cameo, huh?
I did. I got to talk about the back door of the Sphinx. I was walking back.
I found that very funny for some reason.
She actually ad-libbed that. That wasn't part of the script. She was improv.
It wasn't. It was. Yeah. It should have been Mackie, right? Right. Yeah.
Yeah, 90 minutes. They're going to need a DVD.
Yeah, they do, and it's got a beautiful little cover and everything. It's really well done.
Thanks, Mackie and Evan. Yeah, we're all really excited to be releasing this on December 3rd. Well over 1 year after it started. I believe I think I started writing the script back in July of last year, or something like that. We did a casting call towards August or September, and then we started filming. Was mostly done October, November of 2004.
Wow.
And a little bit in December.
So I was.
And
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. It's your show.
No, go ahead. I'll ask.
I forgot what I was going to say anyway. I'm half drunk at this point, so
Yeah, he told me he was going to get liquored up before he came in here.
I have to loosen myself up. So anyway, I remembered what I was going to say. Yeah, Francis Seven has been diligently working on putting all the editing and sound and special effects in for the last couple of months. He had a first deadline of September, 17th for the real life gathering. So he wanted to have something to show that group, and I think he showed like the first 35 minutes or something like that, and then left off right as the first stunt happened, which left everyone begging for more. We did that on purpose. And now he's got the rest of it finished, and 2 weeks from now we will premiere it in-game for everyone to download. And I think the server that's on is based on an Atari 2600, so when you start downloading the movie, it'll take about 2 weeks to download. Oh, okay. And it's got 2 joysticks. And for those of the listening audience that have 300 baud modems back from like 1980, you can, I think, a DVD version of it with some deleted scenes and some bonus features will be released for purchase too.
For purchase.
I don't know exactly how that works, but
Now this is full length, right? This is a full length movie,
it's a feature
right?
film.
yeah, we believe it to be the first feature film filmed in a virtual world. I don't know what all counts as a virtual world, but 90 minutes is pretty long, and that's longer than I think Deuce Bigelow 2, I think, was only like 74 minutes or something, and no one watched it. So, well, one guy did, I think.
You.
No, not me. But I know a guy who did, so that's probably the one guy who watched that. But yeah, 90 minutes, and it's got action in it. It's got a little intrigue. It's got some good dialogue. I wrote the script pretty much from scratch, and so hopefully people find the dialogue funny. If you're a follower of the Blue Nose Files on The Voice, it's got a lot of that sort of humor in it. Francis did an amazing job of the camera work and direction, and believe me, sometimes working with us high-strung actors can be very difficult at times.
So have you acted in other films?
I started off in
what was your first one?
Killboat.
Killboat, okay.
I don't even know how I can't even remember how I got onto Killboat. I just kind of showed up at the right time, and Francis needed some extra guy, and so I was there. Yeah, and I stood in front of everyone else and pretty much stole their spotlight, and Francis had no choice but to cast me because otherwise I wouldn't leave him alone.
Well, now, that was a long film too, wasn't it? Wasn't it like an hour?
It was 2 parts. I don't know if it was.
I can't remember how long.
Was it an hour, Francis?
48 minutes. Okay.
And and that was really when I don't think we really had a script. It was more of an outline that Francis was following, and from time to time I would suggest certain things that at least I thought were funny, and maybe Francis was just humoring me, and he'd film them that way, and that's kind of how I got my start with Miracle Pictures. So Francis invited me back, and again, I don't know if it was out of pity or whatever, but
or you showed up, yeah.
yeah, or maybe I just again showed up. Thanks. And one of the other movies that I worked hard on with him was Brock Lee. And he actually approached me with a partial script and asked me to see what I could do with it. So I I fleshed it out a little bit and put some more jokes in it. And I played the part of Emperor Dumb, the villain in that movie, and also like the Tree Prince or something, some sort of tree king. I played that as well. And I think that turned out really well, and that was also a long movie. I don't know if it was longer than Killboat or not, but it was filmed as like part of a series like Flash Gordon, if you remember the old Flash Gordon series. So it was a serial kind of campy science fiction type thing. And then I think after we finished that, Francis had the actual story is that the old their girlfriend I used to run around with had broken up with me, and I couldn't even make the Brock Lee premiere because I was so torn up about it. And Francis had said, "Oh yeah, okay, obligatory pity."
No, I do remember that was sad.
So anyway, Francis had said to me, "Well, if you write anything else, let me know. We'll film it." So I took him up on it, much to his chagrin, and started penning out the screenplay for Mission Slightly Difficult, which became longer and longer and longer, and we were afraid at some point it was going to be like this 2-hour movie. And Francis was telling me that he didn't have enough hard drive space for that sort of length of movies, so I tried to crop a lot of it out. But yeah, so that was going to be my final farewell project for there. And then at that point I had met Raven Tresses, and she kind of picked me up and dusted me off and whipped me back into shape, and kept me in there for quite a while longer as I got to know her.
Yay for Raven
And we became
Tresses.
close. So actually, not many people know this, but one of the actually the role of my girlfriend in Mission Slightly Difficult, or actually my ex-girlfriend, was supposed to go to the ex-girlfriend, but then I switched it to Raven Tresses as I got to know her, which turned out to be good because the other girl didn't stick around there much. So
she got
that
to
would
play
have
your
caused some...
ex-girlfriend before she was your
Yes.
girlfriend. Okay.
Exactly. So that was a little
See,
awkward,
yeah.
I'm sure.
But see, then you don't have to worry about the dumping part, because technically she's already done it, right?
Right, I can
See,
just
it's
replay
all
that
rebound.
part of the film.
It's all in the rebound. See, you got it. You're set.
So she was a big part of that movie, and also one of the little trivia things for Mission Slightly Difficult is that one of the main characters, Sloane Maddox, missed actually a lot of the filming sequences due to real life obligations. So we frequently asked Raven Tresses to actually dress up as Sloane and fill in for her in a lot of the scenes. So there will be some points I think in the movie we weren't able to get some of Sloane's dubbing back in. You'll notice that Sloane loses her accent because that's Raven Tresses filling in. Yeah, all of a sudden you hear this kind of southern accent in there, and you wonder what.
Oh, funny. Funny.
Pretty funny.
So how many, so how long did it take you to write it? You said you worked on it for almost about a year, right? You were filming from...
The actual screenplay, it probably took me about a month and a half. What I do is do the outline. Hello.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Someone rushing the stage. I mean, it must be a fan or some sort of groupie.
Must
She thinks it's a mosh pit.
Exactly. I started writing in July, and I think I put down the basic outline, what I wanted the movie to, how it played out, and then little by little I would go back and fill in some of the more humorous parts, and I kind of do that with the Blue Nose articles too. If you read the first draft of a Blue Nose article, you wouldn't laugh at all, but I actually do several revisions and start adding stuff in there and adjusting it, make it a little more funnier.
Me up. Well, I wanted to ask you too, so the Blue Nose articles, did you start those in mind to go for the column, or did you start out it just kind of happened?
My association with the voice started back when it was Caldera Sun-Times, and Gia was editor. And because I'm shameless about publicity for Mission Slightly Difficult, I had asked Gia for a cameo appearance in Mission Slightly Difficult. So her and Nigel Blackthorne actually show up in a scene of the movie, and then they switched over and started The Voice. So we actually had to rewrite her line from Caldera Sun-Times to announcing her as a reporter from The Voice. And back in was it January of this year, she had approached me about possibly writing for The Voice, and I gave her like a demonstration article, and it was the first one where I interviewed God. And of course, everyone knows God is perpetually AFK, so it wasn't a very interesting interview on that part, but that didn't stop me, so I kept asking questions, silence, and then some other people showed up, and they started saying my girlfriend was cool and stuff, so I got all distracted talking about her. And when we formed the chat group, it actually inadvertently pushed God off her cloud, and I'm taking pictures for the article and stuff. I noticed she's not even in it, and I'm like, where'd she go? And so I jumped down there, and sure enough, we had pushed her off the cloud. So I just kind of worked that into my article, and the blue nose came from my real-life birthday party last year. Someone had gotten me a female version of blue nose as a gift, and that was back when they had come out of the auctions. You couldn't get them anymore.
Right.
But I had told the person who gave it to me, well, this is a female blue nose, but that'd be cool anyway. And they're like, well, you can sell it or whatever. So I gave it to Raven Tresses to wear around, and for a couple months it was just hilarious because she'd put it on and you couldn't take her seriously at all. She'd have a serious conversation with me. She had this big old blue nose sticking in my face, and I'm like, take that off. I can't take you seriously. Blue nose. So later I found out that they had been put back in the auctions, and I picked myself up one. And I'm not quite sure how it came to be part of my little persona I do for The Voice, but and I got a little trademark outfit that I'm wearing right now. And then I started just writing articles for The Voice because Gia prompted me that she thought that they were funny and the readers really liked it. So of course I feed off of that because I'm conceited, and I go ahead and write them once. I told her I didn't want to commit to like a weekly column or anything like that. So it's very kind of write whenever I want to, be lazy, procrastinate. It's really my style. And I've come up with about probably 12 or 14 different articles that.
They're hysterical.
Thank you.
If you haven't checked out those articles, you have to go over to The Voice and read those. They are absolutely hysterical. No, Princess has a question for you.
Okay. How?
There you go.
Well, actually, Francis, if you notice out in the background, there is actually a sniper stationed in that tree about 200 yards out, and after this broadcast, I believe both me and you, and most likely Rickpa, depending on his question he's raising his hand for right now, will take us all out.
He put it down real quick, too.
Wait. Before we go any further, Evan and I were safe, right?
I think this guy just went through school, and he's probably not a good shot. So really, it's more for everyone should probably get out of the way when they start hearing shots.
Yeah, our guests, we'll teleport out, okay? Just so you know. Okay. Yeah.
We'll sneak out the back door.
The back door of the street. And Rickpa has a question.
Or does he?
Yeah, where do you think you'll go after that sniper gets you out? I think you might go to Heck or someplace like that, because I think you kind of blew it there, Mr. Slick.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you kind of bombed,
You're
but
getting
I don't know if I can
talking to.
defuse it.
Speaking of bombs, I noticed there is a briefcase holding a deadly virus that's probably set to go off at both your feet in just a few seconds. So if the sniper misses, that will probably get you.
Poor
For
Ruthie.
those listening, we have
Yeah.
one of the movie props sitting out on stage here, and we've got some posters of the movie behind us. Francis actually designed a lot of the props for the movie. And he's done a very good job about learning. At first, I think one of his first projects was a chalkboard that he had great difficulty with. But now, if you look at some of his props and some of his stuff in auctions, and I'm in no way pimping him out whatsoever. But if you want, if you have extra of their bucks and you want to purchase something, take a look at some of the stuff he's created. It's come a long way, and I think he is one of the more prominent developers right now in there as far as some of the stuff he's come out with, and that'll be
Aw.
very useful in follow-on movies. So he can just create any prop you want.
So now you don't have to worry about that sniper, do you?
I'm hoping that.
Yeah, I think. Okay, good. So I wanted to comment. I did get to see the script, and I was absolutely amazed of how detail-oriented it was. Like, when you had asked me if I could be in it, this was before I was hired back as staff, and I said, oh, sure, I'll do whatever. And I was reading through, but I only got, like, the little snippet that I was in. It was so confidential. It was like, it's going to explode after 10 minutes, but it was so cute. It was like the only part that I needed to really know about is the only part that I got. And it was so neat because they got links to that part of the webpage, and that's all they could see. So they really didn't get to see the whole movie. And so I still, even though I was part of the movie, I have no clue how it ended, So it's really neat how it was really professionally done. So I wanted to commend you on that. That was really neat.
So basically what I just heard was at first you thought it was just some Mickey Mouse operation I threw together, and then you realized
Wait a minute,
that how
wait.
professional.
Let's go back. Hold on. So I was really, now I couldn't have been impressed because I should have expected
Oh, you've got this all
that.
written down.
Anyway, good job. Let's go back. Good
Yeah,
job on that.
what I wanted to do was because we had actually so many major parts and so many bit parts that I wanted to make sure that there wasn't like this whole group of 20 people that knew exactly what was going to happen. So what I did and what I decided to do right from the start was, okay, here's each scene. I'm just going to make sure that you only know or you only see the parts of the movie that you're in. That way, I mean, even Raven Tresses herself, despite how close she was to me during the whole time, only really knew the parts that she was playing, and she, doesn't even know how the movie ends or how everything goes together. So.
Well, now that's really secret.
Yeah, that's
It
very.
was.
Can I say anal on air? Because that's anal.
Yeah, we can say anal.
Oh man, I almost lost my soda. Yeah, usually it's we're talking about something else. Oh man. Okay, so I do have a game show or a game for the show, and and the reason why I picked this is because Rick, every time I would see you in an event, and speaking of the first event I have met you on was the dating game, and I haven't quite been forgiven for that one, I'm sure. But every time I see you, you had a different persona. You would come on as, Dr. Evil, or you would come on as all kinds of different characters. So I wanted to play into that a little bit. And the first show we did, I guess it was the second show, we did a Wicked Witch impersonation contest, and whoever had the best cackle won a prize. So we're going to do something similar, but this time we're going to do a gobble. And so I want to Yeah, we are. What we're going to do is we're going to go around the stage. Whoever has voice that can actually, has a mic, they're going to gobble for us. So, but first I did want to tie that in a little bit and talk to you about your voices. Is that just something that you've always known about? Have you played with that before? Because give us a sampling. I mean, you have some great voices out there.
I only really have a couple voices, and I don't even know how good they sound. Other people seem to enjoy them. But I've got, this is my normal voice. So here you go.
Oh,
normal.
you're kidding.
You've probably heard this before, probably in the last 30 minutes or so. The other voice I have is kind of a William Shatner type voice that I used in Broccoli for the Tree King or whatever the hell I played. It goes something like this. I am William Shatner. Bones. Spock. But of course, Francis kind of upstaged me with Tiki Trek and being James T. Kirk in that, so he is truly the master. And then the other voice I have, I don't even know how I came about the Dr. Evil voice, but when Fat Hamburger heard it, he wanted me to play Dr. Evil in his Austin Powers movie that came out a couple months ago. So that goes something like this. Hello, I am Dr. Evil. Welcome to my underground lair. I shall call him Mini-Me. And the only person that's ever seen me do that voice and see the face I have to make to do it is Raven Tresses, and she just cracks up because I have to squish my mouth all up and stuff like that. I told her a couple times I've been dying to do it at work when we join in on a teleconference, because you have to say your name and it says whoever has joined the teleconference. I just so want to join one and it's be like, Dr. Evil has joined the teleconference. But I value my career and my job, so I don't do that.
I understand that one. Oh, Francis! He just told you not to quit your day job.
Are you really going to gobble? Are you really going to gobble?
Am I going to gobble?
You're gonna make
honey,
people gobble.
We go through this every week. I make them do it.
What are we going to give them if they gobble?
Actually, I just bought them. They're Harlequin masks. I have one for female and one for men. So the best gobbler will be able to hide after they win.
It sounds like a superhero. I am the Gobbler.
Exactly, see?
He sounds also very fat, too, and have nothing to do with turkey.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But you did notice no one's hand went up.
Yeah, and I gave up on that one. They're going to just do it. Oh, Rick's going to do it. Okay,
What?
hi, Dee.
Now, he won the, didn't he win the Witch Cackle?
He did.
Was it Rick or
Wait.
Francis?
It was between Rick and who was...
oh God, I don't remember.
Who was sitting there? Who was sitting there? Rick and... Oh, no. It was between Francis. Yeah, you got second, but who was the first?
I don't know.
An actual turkey.
Are we going to gobble first, or are we going to talk about the video game? Because I want to talk about the video game.
Okay, talk about the video game.
Okay. Video game. You wrote a video game too, right?
Quite frankly, Evan, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I've always been interested in programming computers, and back when I was like 6 years old, I messed around with my Commodore 64 and learned BASIC, and you kind of by trial and error and by example and modifying other examples. So I was really self-taught. And growing up through school and college, this actually served me quite well. I won a bunch of different computer programming contests in the state of Indiana. So, I thought I was the shit. And I had actually gone to college for computer science, but then I got bored of it because it was, really boring. And there were no girls in computer science. So I kind of dropped off doing that and majored in something else, but I've always had a knack for making computers do what I want them to do. And when I was in the Navy, I was actually an IT support officer too, so I got to go back into that field and do I learned a lot about system administration and stuff like that. So when I came across this program called Game Maker on a website, I downloaded it to see what it was about, and it was actually something I had been looking for quite a while. It was a very easy way to quickly make computer games. and it's got a drag and drop interface. So even even if you don't know how to code stuff, you can still use the drag and drop and make a decent game out of it. So the first thing I tried with it was just a very simple game, and I actually had Raven Tresses record a bunch of voices for me, and I did not tell her what she was recording voices for. And what I had done after she had logged off was jacked up the pitch on them for about 30%, so it sounded like whoever was saying that sounded about six years old.
That's what. Yeah, I was going to ask about that. The voices are hilarious in that game.
Yeah, I made sure that. What was that?
And what they say is it was cracking me up.
Yeah, I took Fat Hamburger, Raven Lynn, Raven Tresses, and myself, and I modified all of our voices up about 30% pitch, so we sounded like pretty much like the characters from South Park. And Raven Lynn, if you don't know or if you're not aware, she's a very, very talented artist, and she has made tons of clothing and stuff for there, and I think now she's working in Second Life, designing clothing there. But she's a very talented graphic artist, and she created these little characters based off of all 4 of our little game's personalities. And the intent was at some point her and Raven Tresses would turn them into a children's book or something like that. But of course I completely tainted them by creating a game out of them where at least Raven Tresses is a foul-mouthed, kid that rivals sailors when she cusses.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of the helpless little, whiny blue nose that everyone picks on me, and I'm the runt of the group. And so I made this little game where Raven Tresses is driving a car along, and she can. I'm sitting in the middle of the road for some reason, my little blue nose kid character, and she can either jump over me and get points for it, or if your reflexes are that of a sloth, you hit me, and there's blood everywhere, and I, it's very violent. And Raven's character is called Little Pork Chop. She starts cussing up a storm and everything. It's very non-child oriented. And in fact, in the title screen, you can actually opt to turn the profanity off. But right before you click on the game, Little Pork Chop, which is Raven Tress's character, she slides over and turns it back on before it starts and laughs at you. So after I created that, it took me about a couple days to do that. I'm just trying to feel my way around. So then my long-term project was the Space Dumplings game, and that featured voices from all of us, and we would be in space. And it was just a little, very simple side-scrolling type shooter, but again, Raven Lynn did the graphics for me with all the little kids in the spaceships and stuff like that, and I needed an enemy, so I chose Legos, and there's these Lego ships that come, and they're trying to defeat you and stuff. And Raven Tresses, of course, recorded a whole slew of profanity for me to use in the game, again jacking it up 30% pitch, so it sounds like it's coming from a 6-year-old's mouth, which is hilarious in itself. And it took me about 2 or 3 months to do. Obviously, I didn't work on it every day, and I got frustrated sometimes learning how to do new things. But I did finish it and released it, and I wrote an article about it, and there's a download link on it. I had my friend back from, he's been my friend since the 3rd grade, come over, and apparently Evan just doesn't care about the show that much that he leaves. But
no, wait. I just told him, I was in an IM with one of the engineers, and I asked, the zone is just being really wacko. And so he's like, well, I can't see anything wrong, but I'm going to reset it.
So only he leaves, huh?
Yeah, so we booted
so
him.
he got booted.
Well, yeah, we got to
So
wait
anyway,
for him. Hold on.
No, he's got the audio right.
IM Speedy screams, cut! He got booted when they reset the server. Yeah, he's stuck. So, hold on 1 second. Aww. Oh,
Piece of shit error.
yeah, he got the POS.
No, it said,
Is that a...
it's...
There
It comes up in a
is.
little window. It said the event is full and you have to leave, basically.
Crap. See, that doesn't make any sense. He said there shouldn't be...
Okay, well, I had to stop the tape, so hang on.
Yeah, we stopped.
Do you remember where how far you got?
You were talking about space dumpling.
What part?
Um,
I was talking
the
about,
part-
it for like 2 minutes.
well, you had just gotten into space dumplings and talking about,
Okay.
which I was going to play the clips, by the way, for the show, and then I listened to them, and I said, I might not should do.
You can do mine. Mine are fairly tame. It's just Raven Tress's.
Yeah, but oh yeah. I may insert one or two of them into the stream before we put it up on the.
Let me know when you're ready.
Let's go. We're rolling.
Oh, okay. So I don't know how much you got about Space Dumplings before you pretty much just left the set here.
You don't like us anymore?
Space Dumplings took about 2 months to do off and on, and I recorded all of my little gang's voices and jacked the pitch up 30%, so they all sound like 6-year-olds. Raven Tress's character, Little Pork Chop, she swears worse than a sailor. I'm the victim of everything, and I pretty much whine consistently throughout the game. Fat Hamburger plays the part of a 12-year-old gamer type who just, calls everyone names and pretty much he's the main gamer, and nothing makes him happy. He's all critical of the game and the collision meshes and stuff like that.
So he plays
Raven,
himself.
yeah, and Raven Lynn, he's critical of everything, all gaming aspects of the game. Raven Lynn is the nice, the sweet one, and actually when she shoots ships, they don't explode, but they turn into a little explosion of hearts.
So she plays herself too.
Yeah. So she did actually a very good job in her pictures that she's drawn with her cute little dumplings, which are a model of us.
Yeah.
She's captured our personality very well, and I wanted to keep that and put that in the game.
Oh, absolutely. Her site's a trip. It's so cute.
It's actually a harder game too. I expected it to be a little easy game. It gets hard.
Yeah, I wanted to really actually make a game. There's actually a boss level and everything, and there's some cut scenes in there which are kind of funny. I had my friend from like the 3rd grade. I've been friends with him for, gosh, I don't know how long, but he came over to my house and I showed him this, and he's not really, he's not into the there thing, and I don't even think he knows I play there. So it's kind of hard to show him, what the game is and our little different alter egos and stuff like that. But when there's a section of it where Raven Tresses just lets loose with about a 30-second non-stop string of profanity, and I think it's when her character dies. He was impressed that she didn't even have to take a breath.
Well, it's just I was laughing the whole time I was playing it. It's probably why I didn't kill. Just to hear what y'all would say.
And one more thing, I know I've got a lot of people with their hands up wanting to gobble like a turkey, but one more thing is actually the stuff I learned in Game Maker, we actually went back and used in Missions Slightly Difficult. You'll notice when you watch the movie, the title screen that we do, it's all made in Game Maker. And also I had designed for Francis an explosion generator where he takes a screenshot of a scene, and he can place different explosion pointers on it, and then set off the bombs, and then he can record that over a green screen and superimpose that back on the footage. And we actually used that several times in Mission Slightly Difficult, where before I got into Game Maker, we weren't even sure how we were going to do those effects. So those turned out really well too.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, for those that don't know, you can get a copy of it. It's still on the server at the newspaper?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay. It's at theirvoice.com. Just click on the Blue Nose files, and you'll find.
And don't play it when your 7-year-old's trying to watch over your shoulder.
No.
You won't get far.
Right.
It's like,
Read the disclaimers in the article. In fact, it says if you want your children to play it, you have to do so with the monitor and speakers off.
Exactly. It's true.
Are all these hands up for the gobble, or are they?
They are. They're waiting to gobble. So let's do that for a little bit. We're gonna have to go by not just. It's gonna have to go by male Avi versus male voice. For all you cross-dressers out there. So let's get started with the male. So I've got Francis. Let's start with him. Give me your best gobble.
No, it's just... Well, who... Are we doing the voting like last time, Mac?
Yeah. Oops. Hold on. Wrong button.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we're gonna vote on this. Rick and Evan, I'm gonna have you in an IM. You guys give me 1 to 10 vote on that one. So hold on one second. IM.
See, you forgot something.
Yeah. On my my laptop, I got griefed by Vash.
I don't see an IM box.
What is this, Men in Black evening?
Okay, here we go. Who was that? Was it Jessie?
Yeah, I gotta get on my black outfit now.
Hi. Yeah. So we are having a contest right now. We are going to vote the boys versus the girls on Best Gobbler. So you just missed Francis, and we will be voting on.
There we go.
Okay, so Rickpa is next.
Who is next?
Rickpa?
Ah, okay.
No, it's not Best Gobbler.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
It really was Gobbler.
Dakota Man?
You're in the IM box, Mac.
Oh, oops, more men.
Hold on while I flex my waddle.
We're holding.
I think Dakota Man actually brought in a turkey into the room and squeezed it for us.
Oh, that's too personal.
Oh, he's
Please.
been
Come on,
squeezing his turkey.
PG-13. Okay, were there any men standing behind the chairs that would like to? Ronan or Mardonius? Would you like to compete in the Gobble Fest? No. Okay, then let's go on to the women. We've got Emma G. Emma, wake up!
Hello. I'm so glad we don't have to do this.
I'm just glad.
I'm glad we're not Olympic judges. Apparently Mackie's over here is easy to please.
I am.
Evan's very critical of turkeys.
I'm sorry.
Not my turn, is it?
It's your turn.
Time to waddle your gobble.
Alright, I'm gonna hold my headset a little away so you can't hear me.
Okay.
You know what's funny is me picturing them doing this. That's what.
We should have made it go on cam, exactly.
Mackie's afraid to vote before anyone else does now.
Now I am, yeah, after that
Yeah, she wants to copy us. Well, vote already. There you go.
Shut up! Shut up!
You asleep?
I can't stop laughing. Oh my god.
Mackie's like the Paula Abdul of American Idol here.
I never saw that. Why?
Oh,
Just
please.
over,
Are you
very
saying
very
they're not
easy to
good?
please. No, just you've rated everyone like super high the whole time.
I know. Like they can see it. I'm trying to please them, and like they can't even see it.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can just blame it on Evan.
Yeah. And Lynn, you can't just write it.
Oh, here it comes. Okay. Yeah.
Wow, that was
Look at
amazing.
everybody. Yes, it did. It came through really good. Did any other women want to do this? Joe or who else is Jesseline?
No, it was fine,
Come
man.
on.
We're calling PETA right now.
Jesseline. That was a Jay? No, really?
She said, no, you had my ass on the hot seat last week. I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna let her go. Okay, so I'm gonna tally. You guys chat amongst yourselves.
Hurry up. Don't fall asleep.
1, 3, 13,
Stop it.
4.
So when's the next Blue Note? Are you writing it now?
Right now I am focusing on getting the publicity engine revved up for the movie release. I am considering doing a yeah, I'm considering doing a quest next week, but it's a matter of finding time to set it all up and figuring it all out. I want to kind of do a kind of like a prequel to the movie, and once you watch the movie you'll understand it, but I want to do a quest as to how we get an agent into Professor Linden's lab to begin with. So I was going to write a quest around that to kind of drum up the publicity.
Professor Linden? Like Linden Lab Linden?
For legality purposes, no. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay. Because we're not allowed to say that name here.
Right.
Did you fall asleep, Mackie?
I didn't. I actually did count them up, and we have some winners. Let these poor people sit down. We have, for the men's division, we have Rickpa with his gobble, and for the women's, we have Lynn. So congratulations.
Yay! Clap, 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 clap.
So I will be handing out your prizes, so you can walk in shame.
So we can close this dumbass window now?
Yeah. Unless you wanted to flirt with me or something, I'll leave it open for that.
Yeah, Mackie.
Oh, he jumped right out of that window.
I had to shut that thing. Okay, so the movie release is going to be here in World, right? At a big screening event.
Right. Me and Francis haven't worked out the details yet. I don't know if I'm going to throw out one of the passes that contains one of the sets and have everyone meet up there and do a link from his clubhouse, or he might actually hold it at Nini's wake where he usually holds them. But one special thing we're trying to do for the premiere is that Grim from Cartel Customs actually custom made 5 hover bikes that you'll see used in the movie. And what I've asked him to do is be present at the premiere and auction them off in some way. They're the only 5 ever made, and they're featured in the movie. So mostly because I couldn't really pay for his custom work, so I figured the least I could do is, give him back for auction.
Absolutely. And he's incredibly talented anyway, so he deserves it.
And then from what I hear, he's recently come back to there. He has more time right now, so he could use the money, I'm sure.
We have him to thank for filling there with trailer parks. He will always be. He will always.
Speaking of trailers, you can't see it from the stage, but for the people who arrived out past the fun zone here, we've got a couple of the sets that we used. One is the trailer set where Sloan actually does surveillance in the movie, and then back a little bit farther out, I put down the interrogation scene in the prison set, so you can check those out after the show here.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
Very cool, yeah. Well, I wanted to say thank you for coming. I'm sure that it's a little bit scary being asked to just come up and talk about yourself.
And that's why I drank 2 glasses of wine before I came out
There
here.
you go.
Yeah,
Very
he
nice.
told me it's so there. He said, I'll be here, but I'm going to get drunk first.
Well, how many volcanoes does it take for you, Rick?
I believe you answered that for me once.
I did, yeah. Rick has interviewed me quite intoxicated before. He caught me on, like, Yahoo. Oh gosh, it was like 3 in the morning one Saturday night. I'd come back from work, and we always went out after work. Oh my goodness, he's asking me these questions, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to have to redo this. It was fun.
That's the only time I like to interview. In fact, I caught you like that 10 a.m. on a weekday, too.
You did not.
I keep threatening to post those interviews in The
I
Voice, and
know.
she's like, for 5 minutes, she's pleading with me because she's not sure if I'll do it or not. She's like, please don't.
Oh my gosh, it was hysterical though. I was like, why am I even trying this? I'm really not.
Like half the words are misspelled.
Exactly, yeah. Wait, that
And
was
he's
not
like,
sober.
I think, didn't I interview for the Their Themes article I did or something like that?
Yeah.
And it was like, I couldn't
Yeah.
even understand half the stuff you were saying. You're so
I was
indisposed.
tired. I was
Right,
tired.
yeah.
Yes, I was tired. I'd worked all day.
Tired of drinking.
I was tired. But I really want to thank you. You know, you've brought a lot of creativity to our world and always a lot of laughs, so that's always good.
I'm kind of like the Paris Hilton of there. I'm this celebrity,
really?
but no one's
that?
quite sure how I got to that status.
Well, that's a good way to be.
Yeah.
Any final
And
questions?
I'm really bummed that Raven Tresses didn't make it because I was going to totally pull a prank on you and make the interview completely about her because that's her little, shtick, She gets into the interviews and she's like, wait, you forgot to interview me.
Well,
I try to include her.
He told me, and if you'd answer your Yahoo, you would have known.
I didn't get the message.
You didn't know.
No, I didn't.
I try to include her in each of the articles, and that kind of backfires on me because now she doesn't even read the article. She just skims it for how many times she's mentioned, and then she calls me as if I don't mention them.
That's hysterical, though. So I was totally going to pull a trick on you, and I had all these questions. I had looked at her profile, I was looking at all kinds of questions earlier today, and then when you said she wasn't going to be here, I was like, oh, crap.
Then they had to hurry up and whip up a show revolving around me.
Exactly, yeah, because it was all about her. But I do want to say thank you. And next week we have Francis, so we are going to talk more about movies. So fantastic. And in between now and then, you guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving for you Americans, of course. The Canadians had it, last month? And
Yeah.
when
Last
does
month
England
or
have
something.
something like in April? Everybody's out of whack. It has, yeah. But anytime we can thank others for being who they are. Yeah, see? Actually, so, speaking of Thanksgiving, which brings on the holiday season, I would like to take you guys all out to go see the Winter Wonderland, Candy Cane Lane, and all that. So we always take you guys to a hot spot in there after the show, and I would love to have you come out and meet Mrs. Santa Claus. So I'm going to start at IM. And
Oh, is that the one that Merritt just put out?
yes, it's finally been established. So
Oh,
we're
yeah,
really
they
pleased.
approved. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
I want to thank everybody for coming, especially Rick. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And Francis and Rickpa and everybody in this stage. Jesselie, thanks for coming back. And Lauren, Dakota Man. And I see the Chaz, and I see Lynn.
All right, Romford Room Lady. We will see you guys.
Thank you.
We will see you guys next week.
All right, I'm going to grab up this
All
little
right,
stuff, and then we'll start an IM.
Let's go. I'm ready to go.
Hey, Mackie, I'm gonna render this file right quick and then I'll be along.
Yeah, that's fine. Rick, you got to tell me which one of these is yours, and Francis, which ones are yours. I'll go back to you.
Mine's the one that called Mission something something XL.
MSD high res for the high res when the other one is mission slightly difficult.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
It's, let's see.
Way over there?
Straight ahead, yeah.
Girl, you better get out of the boat. I don't like this. My Abby's lazy.
Ah, Rick kept one of those for himself. Or bought one. I'm
Yes.
getting pumped.
Just got to work on the quest and see if I can do it. Are you going to be available like on that Friday night? Because I'm going to need like to populate Linden Labs with guards to keep the questers out. The second. Yeah. Okay. What about you, Rick?
December 2nd. Let's see. That'd be Friday night? Sure.
Yep. Okay. I'm just kind of getting an idea of what I got to work with. Oh, I've got a few extra.
Yeah, I don't think I have. Don't think I kept mine, or I think that one went back.
I really need a new computer, but I don't want to buy one until I get into my new place.
Oh, yeah.
You moving to somewhere else in Chicago?
I'm buying a condo.
That's what my sister did.
Yeah.
Are you going to resell it when you're out of there, or actually buying it?
Well, when I guess like whenever I move up or whatever, I'll resell it. But for now, it's
My sister's got some deal where she bought a condo and all she's really paying on it is the interest towards it for rent. And then when she moves out of it, she can sell it. I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
It's
and his
some
girl
sort of
had a leaky
scam.
condo, and she kept having
well, I didn't
kids.
find a place that I've got one more place
Condominium.
to look at. Yeah, one more place to look at before I decide which one to buy. And then you gotta go through all the closing stuff